Right.
We don't want your money. We want you to repent to get the kingdom of heaven. We got one mission and one mission only. And it was the same thing Christ did. It's the same thing Abraham did. It's the same thing Noah did. Get our people to wake up so we can get out of captivity. Hey, I got a question for you, brother. What's your nationality? What nation of people you descend from?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's a modest answer, bro. That's a humble answer, all right? Watch this. I got to show you, though. Because before you leave here to this day, you got to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, you can't do the things to get the kingdom of heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Watch this. How you doing, my sister? What's your name? What's your name, my sister? Samantha. I'm Zamar, all right? This is Jeremiah over here. We showing our people who we are according to the Bible. I just asked him what's his nationality. Do you know your nationality? What is it?
My nationality, what I believe in. What you mean by that?
What nation of people do you descend from?
Talking about like with Jesus Christ or what?
You might be touching on something, but it's a simple question. What's our national origin?
Our national origin.
Okay, now repeat this. Do you know who Scipios Africanus was? He was a white Roman general that conquered Africa and named it after himself. That's why when you go further south in Africa, you'll see a tribe of Caucasian people called the Afrikaans, right? They cursed by the sun. They got the highest skin rate, the highest skin cancer rate in the world. See what I'm saying? Did you descend from them? No. What about Amerigo Vespucci? He was an Italian map maker. He named America after himself. So, can two white men make a black baby? It's impossible. So I'm gonna ask you again, what's your nationality? Most of us don't know, but that's prophecy. Did you know that? God said my chosen people won't even know who they are. How you doing, my sister? You doing all right? Hey, get his sister a flyer. Watch this. I'm finna show you something.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
So the Bible say an ox know his owner, right? Read on.
And the ass his master's crib.
A jackass know how to get back home. Read.
But Israel.
But Israel, meaning God's chosen people, read on,
do not know.
You won't know your nationality. You understand that? You didn't know who you was and you didn't know who you was. That's prophecy. God said my chosen people won't know. The Chinese know where he come from. The Arabs know where they come from. Why we don't know where we come from? Right. It was by design, my brother. They chose to put these things in place so you wouldn't know who you are. Right. You understand that, my sister? Read on.
My people do not consider.
Did you consider, Jeremiah, that African American is impossible? There's no landmass called black. There's no language called black. Who am I? Where do we come from? Do you understand what I'm saying, my sister? What about you, Jeremiah? Okay, so we understand that we the Israelites according to the Bible. We are God's chosen people. The fact that you didn't know who you are tells you that you Israel. All right, now jump to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. Now I got a question for you. How can we prove that we the Israelites? How can we prove that we are God's chosen people? I'm finna show you. Watch this. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Jeremiah, God said if you don't listen to my voice, read,
to observe, to do all his commandments,
and do the commandments that he gave you by his servant Moses, which was a black man. Read on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Because even to this day, we still supposed to be keeping God's commandments. Read on.
That all these curses,
all these what?
Curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the key word is curses. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing, Jeremiah? It's bad. You would know if you go to Louisiana. They be cursing the hell, vexing the hell out their own people. You see what I'm saying? They got it around here too. But guess what? God said these curses, Samantha, God said these curses is going to be a sign to let you know that you guys chosen people. So let's see what the first curse was, Samantha. Read on.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
How were we cursed in the cities? Ain't we cursed in the city? Don't we got gang violence going on in our own neighborhoods? Hey, it's a lot of stuff going on in our communities, right? You got all manner of wickedness going on in our community. The white man dropped dope off in our communities. He dropped guns off in the... Remember what Ronald Reagan did? See what I'm saying? All these things happen in our communities. We got... You got all manner of wickedness going on in our communities. Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
How was we cursed in the fields? Think about it. What type of fields was we in back in the day? Was we in our own fields? Or was we in massive field?
Probably.
We was in massive field. Meaning what? We was in slave fields. Look at this sign right here. See that down there? We were the ones picking cotton. God said, when he said, curse should ye be in the field, he was talking about the slave fields. We were the ones picking cotton, rice, papayas. If you go further to South America, we was picking strawberries and stuff like that. Right. See what I'm saying? If you was in Belgium, you had to pick rubber, and if you didn't bring enough back, you got your hands cut off. Right. Did you know that? God said, my people was going to be cursed in the fields. Is the white man cursed in the fields? No, what about the Arab? Let you know what? That they not God's chosen people. Wow. Give me verse 32. Watch this, Jeremiah.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
You got sons and daughters? Was they ever given to other people? So, in our time, right, when I was growing up, you had what you call, was it DHS? Hey. If they
you own the song.
See what I'm saying? Hey, read that part again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Our sons and daughters was given to another people during DHS. You want to know how I know? Because I was a part of that system. Because even back in the day when we got off them oxen blocks, you were sold to Master Charles. You was going to Atlanta to the Charles plantation. You were sold to Master Williams, to Virginia, to the Williams plantation. Even back then we was given to another people. But your sons and daughters are still given to another people to this day. Right. Watch this, read on.
And thine eyes shall look and bear with longing for them all the day long.
That's going into how we cry. We would cry for our children. We couldn't even get them back. When we going through this system, the moment they tell you you're going to another family, you cry your heart out. God did that to his people. Read on.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
It says there ain't gonna be no might in your hand. You don't even have the power to take your children back from the white folks. Because there was no might in your hands. Read on.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So give me verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So God said we was going to have to serve our enemies, Jeremiah, over here in this land. How was we going to have to serve our enemies? Let's see. Read on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
You get hungry, everybody get hungry because we in mortal flesh right now. That's just right now though. You see what I'm saying? Where do you shop for food, Jeremiah? Anywhere you can, right? Let me ask you something. Do our people own that store? No. So you serving your enemies in hunger. Do our people own Walmart? Any type of food place, do our people own it? I'm gonna tell you something. Black farmers make up less than 1% of farmers. And they got what they do is when the black farmers go to the seed bank, they give them their seeds late in the season. So that whenever you do plant your crops, it ain't a good harvest. Right. God said you're gonna have to go to your enemies for food.
All of your enemies, them are gonna be a prey one day. Oh, what time for rise up, rise up. This are your kingdom of fall right now. Your time up, time up. This is the work of God. This are your kingdom reach to the stage of decadence. The water rise up and it's very evident. We come to claim our roots and take back our heritage. We were never savages, taken from the decayed state. No my kindred wake, meditate in scriptures and increase with faith. While leading reach destruction await. Bind them kings with chain. Oh, what time to rise up, rise up. This are your kingdom of fall right now. Your time.
Hey, Shalom Most High in Christ Bless. This is Captain Immanuel. Subscribe to IUIC Arkansas on YouTube. First and foremost, scan that QR code. Follow us on all platforms to help us push this truth. Facebook, Instagram, X.com, TikTok, need I say more? Everything. Just type in IUIC Arkansas and hit the follow or subscribe button, alright? Most High in Christ bless.
Read on.
And in thirst.
Water fall free from the sky.
Right.
But if you don't pay that water bill, that water getting turned off.
Wow.
My water was turned off plenty of times.
What you say?
Plenty of times.
What you say?
Read on.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, your shirt probably say made in China. But our people was on the Silk Road slave trade. See what I'm saying? Our people picked plenty of cotton. But you got on a cotton t-shirt, you can't even get a share in the company. You gotta go to your enemies for clothing. Our people don't own any textile companies. And if we own any type of company, you gotta pay for that and pay for that and pay for that. It's called middleman. Because we don't own the seed that goes in the ground to create the crops to begin with. Flax is cheap. You can make fine linen out of it. But they said we're not gonna give it to these niggas because they gonna rise up. You gotta go to your enemies for clothing. Read on.
And in white of all things.
If you want anything, my brother, the chain you got on, your shoes, your car, your birth certificate, your death certificate. My brother, my sister, if you want anything in this land, can't you go to your people for it? God said no, because you're going to have to go to your enemies. Right. Read on.
And he,
meaning your enemies, Jeremiah. Read on.
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now when it says he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, what is it talking about? Chains, slavery, chattel slavery. God said that was going to happen to his people. Did that happen to white people? It only happened to his people. That's what we trying to show y'all. We are indeed the Israelites according to the Bible. Because ain't no other people went through this. Now you're going to hold out your woman. You ain't going to take care of your kids. See what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to keep a job. You're going to look to drugs. These things, they said, now we're going to destroy you, make you want us, make you need us. Because even back then, when they let the chains off of us, we had to go right back to the plantation. You want to know why? Because we didn't know nothing else. Right. They destroyed us mentally. There's a book called The Willie Lynch Letters on how to make a slave. It was what you call buck breaking. They demonstrated in front of the women and children. If a man rose up and said, you know what, we're going to be prophets, we're going to teach our people the right way, what they did was they tied his leg to a horse, and then they tied his other leg to another horse, and they beat the hell out of horses until the horses ripped them apart. This is real history that happened to us. Right. See what I'm saying? That's how they destroyed us mentally. It's called post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's a real term. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's real. We under generational curses right now. Read on.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now with the young brother that was up here earlier, I asked him what the word Egypt means. Do you know, Jeremiah? It means slavery. Now, the Bible says to prove all things, so I got to prove it to you, Jeremiah. The word Egypt means slavery or bondage. Give me what you got.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2.
Read on.
I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So God brought us out of the land of Egypt. Let's see what it means.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of what?
Bondage.
What does bondage mean, Samantha? What does bondage mean, Jeremiah? Slavery. So go back to Deuteronomy. Right. When God said I was going to bring ye into slavery again, let's see how we got over here. But let me ask you, how did we get over here? Was it by plane?
Just hear me out. Hear me out for a second.
Okay.
From what I know, it was the slave ship called Jesus of a book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They called it Jesus.
Like, that's from what I know.
That's true. But it was more than one slave ship. It was hundreds of them. Just read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he brought us into slavery again. Read on.
With ships.
How did we come over here? With ships. Slave ships is in the Bible, Samantha. Why don't they teach you this in church? Why don't the Christian pastor teach you your history in this Bible? You want to know why? Because they want that damn money that you're going to put in their collection plate. Right. So they can drive off in that damn Benz that they got. Right. We don't want your money. We want you to repent to get the kingdom of heaven. We got one mission and one mission only. And it was the same thing Christ did. It's the same thing Abraham did. It's the same thing Noah did. Get our people to wake up so we can get out of captivity. Right. Warning them of the coming destruction. Because right now we impending destruction. Right. Fire coming to this land. You think that's a game? Do you think it's a coincidence that all these nuclear powers are being ramped up right now? Everybody hate America. You see what I'm saying? Fire coming to this place by nuclear division. You see what I'm saying? Read that part again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again. Read on.
With ships.
So cargo slave ships is in the Bible. Thus said the Lord. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Meaning exactly how he said it was going to happen. That's how it happened, right? Don't we serve our enemies in one of our things? Food, water, clothing? Did we come over here on slave ships? Wasn't our sons and daughters given it to another people? When we cursed in the fields? When we cursed in our cities? God said those things was only going to happen to the Israelites. So what are we showing you, my brother? The Negroes today are the Israelites. We are God's chosen people.
That's right.
You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, understand something. Samantha, understand something. You are Israelite.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time. And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word